So welcome back to the vlog. It is Sunday today and I actually had a totally different plan for this vlog, but that got a little derailed because I ended up having to go into work yesterday, like pretty much all day, literally from 10 until 6 p.m. So that obviously didn't happen. And what I had planned, we'll just have to save for next weekend. And I am so excited for that one, but I'll keep it a secret. We'll have to wait. So we are gonna have to go to plan B. And you know what? I am just as excited for plan B because this is something in my apartment that I have been putting off pretty much since I moved in. It is actually something I should have done when I first moved in, but I got a little bit lazy and now it's gonna require a little bit more effort on my part, but we're gonna do it. Essentially today, I am going to go around the whole perimeter of my apartment. Hopefully I get through the whole perimeter, but we'll see. And essentially fill in any of the gaps around the baseboard of my apartment, including from the baseboard to the floor. Now, a lot of people are gonna say probably like, you don't need to do that. Why are you doing that? Wood needs room to breathe, room to shift, but I personally feel like I need to do it. And whatever the repercussions are, whether or not there's cracking, I will fix them later. I will deal with the problems later, but I live in an older apartment. It kind of needs to happen and I'll let you think what you will with that one. But essentially, I need to fill in any little holes that might be around my apartment. Bennett put this on my lap and he is desperate for me to throw it, but it is so squeaky. It's so loud. Whenever I sit down for like a phone call with someone, or I'm just like on the floor doing a workout, or I sit down and vlog, this is instantly what he throws onto my lap. I'll throw it once, okay? You ready? Huh. Too bad. I think I need to do this too because I have been so blah, like a depressive state, like everything I just feel so negative about. Everybody wants something of me and I have no time for myself. Everyone's asking me for something. Everyone wants a piece of me. Everyone wants my time. I just have no time for myself. And that tends to like build up anxiety in me. And then I feel like I need to explode. And I'm kind of at that point where like, I feel like I need to explode. And so today I definitely just need to like bring that down a peg and be like, okay, Karenna, it's okay. Breathe. I was talking to a friend of mine this morning and she's like, Karenna, just breathe. So I just need to do that. And it partly has to do with like just getting things organized around my apartment. So doing this, I think will just help me personally kind of smooth it out, calm it out. It's gonna be okay. Also an update on the wound because I did promise that I would do that. This is what it's looking like. So the healing process is going really well. As you can see, it's not that red anymore. I mean, I do have a bit of makeup on it. I'm allowed to put makeup on it now, but it's looking really good. I do have to massage it twice a day. Sometimes I'm not the best about that. Sometimes it's once a day and it's the weirdest feeling. Like it's so weird. It literally feels like there's a bead and the more you sort of massage it and push it, you can actually feel it sort of almost like a blister. You feel it dispersing of, I guess, the liquid or whatever's in there. I don't really know, but you can feel it flattening because you're supposed to keep it as flat as possible. Even now, having been asleep, it feels like a bit of a bead. So I'm gonna have to massage it a bit later. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do that for like a year. On my little pamphlet thing, it says for about 4 months, but they said that it could go up to a year depending on how the wound is doing. So we are actually 5 weeks since the surgery. So we're doing really well. I'm really happy. I think I'm gonna start in the living room area. I think I'm gonna start here and then start going around this way. As I do it though, I'm going to have to clean the whole baseboard because it definitely needs a vacuum and then potentially also a wiping down. This is the part with all the shelving that's gonna be pretty complicated because I'm gonna have to move all the Billy bookshelves away, but it is what it is. A couple of days ago, I stopped at Home Depot and I got 2 tubes of what we will need for the baseboard. And then also, not too long ago, my dad lent me his caulking gun and I have used this actually quite a bit already in my kitchen. And then I don't know if I'll get to it today, but I did also pick up, this is the Gorilla Glue sealant and it's actually transparent and it's awesome for kitchens because it's really slippery. It's like very silicone-y. It's perfect for spaces that tend to have a lot of water in them. And I really like this one. The smell is so strong, like it's brutal, it's awful, but it's good stuff. And I have done a lot of my kitchen with this, but it is a little more pricey. This is about $16 Canadian for the tube, and this is like $3.50. Let me just also say that I am not an expert at this. And yes, I should have done this when I first moved in, but we are doing it now. 4.5 years later, we are getting to it finally. forgot to mention because it's been a couple weeks, but I got a new rug. This is what it looks like. I really, really like it. My mom was here visiting and she was like, I cannot stand your white carpet one more minute. So she's like, we are going out and buying a carpet. I did buy this carpet. She didn't buy it for me or anything, but like it was time and I needed that little push, especially from her. And the white carpet looks so gross by the end. Like it was disgusting. And I really like how this one looks in the space. It just fits it so perfectly. And if you are interested, this is a 6x9. I think it's a little bit bigger than a 6, like a 6.7 or something like that, like almost a 7, but it's more of a 6/7x9. So just a bit of an update. I did all along here and I put everything back, not all the way against the wall just so that it can continue to dry, but I put everything back here so that I can continue on. And then I did have to wait for the battery to charge, so I ended up doing this little portion of the hallway as well. So this little one there, and then here just to kind of attach there. But yeah, super happy so far. This is definitely helping my anxiety a little bit and now I can continue on. Hi sweet cheeks, how you doing? Usual with my big project ideas, this is taking me a lot longer than I thought it would. There's definitely no way I'm getting my whole apartment done today, but it's okay. So basically, my entire living room minus this really complicated long wall along here is done. I ended up doing around the dining room for the most part, so that is good to go. So I just have this wall, which is probably the most important wall because this is the connecting wall between myself and my neighbor. And I'm not saying I won't get it done today. I probably still will. There's a lot more hours left in the day, but it is also 4:46 and I need to take my little guy for a walk. But I think instead of a normal walk, we're gonna do an errand that I am also pretty excited about. I'll talk on that a little bit later when we have come back, but I also ran into a bit of a problem. So it's kind of funny, something tipped over in my sink this morning that caused a bunch of water to like spill all over the kitchen. And so I was cleaning that up and then I realized that underneath my sink was full of water and I thought, oh my gosh, okay, it's all fallen down from this thing that basically splashed everywhere. So I cleaned it up and then I just went back to my sink and it was again all underneath full of water. And it turns out that the pipe underneath my sink is leaking both from the top and the middle, like the joints. So I had to put in a maintenance request with management and that really, really sucks. I've just put a bowl under there to kind of contain the water. And yeah, I mean, it feels so great to be cleaning along the way. Like my baseboards were dirty. The baseboards I don't really give any love to really, except when I do really deep cleans, which is not all that often. And they were coming away pretty dirty. So I'm actually glad that I'm doing this. And I'm also able to fill in some weird holes and maybe where they didn't do it properly originally. It's just kind of nice to go through and do it the way that I should have done it when I moved in. Okay, I just had a cup of tea. I think I'm ready to go outside. So Benny, you want to go for a walk maybe? Do you want to go for a walk, my sweet? You want to go for a quick errand/walk? All right, I'm gonna go put my leggings on, put my jacket on, and get Betty ready to go. And we're going to go do the errand. Indigo. Honestly, one of my favorite stores. I walk in and even just the smell gets me going. It's like so good. So I went in there because I have seen this trend recently about people buying books, like their top books in physical form when they are a Kindle user to then put on their shelf. And I love that concept. And I love my Kindle. And actually, I don't endorse buying a Kindle anymore just because of what they have been doing to their users recently. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up like Kindle changes the way that users purchase and download books and stuff like that. Just look it up. There's so many videos about it. I'm not going to really go into it. And actually, at some point, I will probably switch over to Kobo, but for now, I have my Kindle, so I'm just sticking with it. But anyway, as an e-reader user, you don't get that satisfaction of like holding a physical book, being able to see it. And so what I have decided to do is I am going to start purchasing like one book at a time because it's actually really expensive to do this. So I'm going to be taking it one step at a time, one book at a time, but I want to start purchasing those books, those series that I consider to be 5-star, like my top, like I would reread them. I just want to be able to look over at my bookshelf and see the books that I really love. Okay, so I was actually once seeing this guy who came into my space and saw my bookshelves, and he was like an avid reader, and I wasn't really into the reading zone at that point. He looked at my bookshelf and he was like, have you actually read all of these? And I remember feeling embarrassed that I hadn't. And not that you have to follow what a guy says. Girls, you do you. But honestly, I think about that comment to this day because I do look at my bookshelf and I'm like, no, I haven't read everything on my shelf. And I have been trying, actually, I've been trying to put into my like wish list books that are on my shelf so I basically can say that I've read them. And I know it's weird, but I don't know why that comment has stuck with me. It's amazing how one little thing can like stay with a person, because I do want to look over at my bookshelf and be like, those are my favorite. Kind of start my own 5-star library, if you will. So I ended up picking up the first book in the Zodiac Academy series. This series is what kicked everything off for me. It is so good. Like, I have not read the entire series. Like, I'll just say that. I've read books 1 through 3, and they honestly screwed up my sleep schedule. I couldn't put them down. My first 5-star reads for sure. I think I gave the first book like a 4 or a 4.5 out of 5 just because of the amount of bullying that you kind of have to get through, but it's just so good. Like, even with a 4.5 star, the series is 5 stars. This series will forever live rent-free in my mind. Like, I would be down to reread this again. And not only that, but they came out with this new version of the covers. I saw Carter Sullivan talk about this, and I saw them and I was like, oh my God, I need those. Because this cover used to be red, or like the old version of this cover, I believe, was red. And red is not my vibe. Red is not my vibe. So anyway, I love this like gold, and I saw the other ones in store too, and I can't wait to pick those up as well. But one book at a time. So I'm really excited to put this on my shelf and start my own little 5-star collection. I'm not the fastest of readers, so I don't go through books really fast. It takes me sometimes months to finish a book, but I am trying to be more of a book girly, you know, paycheck by paycheck. We're gonna take this slow. This is what my bookshelf looks like right now. I'm hoping to put more books on it, and I'm even thinking I might move some books over to the other bookshelf too, just to kind of give it more of a book vibe. I do have my bin of my gym stuff here too, so this is kind of like my gym corner as well. That will probably change. I don't see this living here forever because I want it, again, to look more like a library, but for now, that's just the way I have it set up. And I just kind of want to change some stuff around. So for example, I think this is Twilight or Breaking Dawn. Yeah, so there's like some books in here that I don't love. It's gonna be a slow process, you guys, and I do want the books to start, like my favorite ones, to start facing outward like this. So we're just gonna put this one here. I can't wait to see the collection grow. end of the night now. I am here in bed. It is about 11:30 and I am actually thinking that I'm gonna go to bed right now. I do have work tomorrow. We had a short week last week and now it's a full-on week, so I really want to get my rest and be ready for tomorrow. I have been reading my book. It is Quicksilver by Callie Hart, and it's okay. I wouldn't say it's my favorite book of all time, but it's okay. Again, it was one of those like book talk recommendations, and sometimes the book talk community, well, it hasn't really been hitting home for me personally, like a lot of the book recommendations that I have read from there. So we'll see. I'm about 60% of the way through, and I would say it really only got interesting for me around chapter 17. So about 30 to 40% of the way through the book. There's so many times where I thought like, oh my God, I don't like this. I don't want to finish it, but we're still going. A lot of people do really love this book. So I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt, and I do want to be able to give my full review on it, like say that I actually read the whole thing. So we'll see, and I'm trying to finish it desperately this week so that I am prepared for the next vlog. I wonder what that could be. Hi, sweetie. He's so cute. He's in his spot on the pillow right here. I hope you all enjoyed this vlog. I did not get all the way around the room, which I kind of expected that I wouldn't based on how I was doing around 4 o'clock. I only have to do behind the desk and then that second bookshelf. I actually did get that first section done, like that first major bookshelf, so I'm really happy about that. The desk situation is a little more complicated because the top is so heavy, and I remember when I was doing a deep clean last year, disassembling that was like really complicated, so I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm probably going to tackle that at some point this week. I do want to get that finished before the weekend. And then I guess at some point I'll have to do the bedroom here. That's a whole other thing because this whole bed situation again is complicated. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. We're so close. We're so close to 1,000. I can like taste it. Right now when I'm filming, we're at 980. Oh my God, I can't believe we're so close. And ring the bell if you want to get notified as to when I will be posting next. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.